Yo, 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 what is good? What is happening? Welcome back to another great week with your favorite DJ. Now, first of all, let me fix something real quick. Does that work? Hold on. Sorry, this guy's kind of getting a little bit more shine than my own face. Welcome back. That's all I could say. Oh man, see how it's a little bit blurry on my face? That's what happens. See how this guy's getting all the shine right now because, he's got a face on here and it's not recognized. There we go. Now it's holding. Hopefully it holds. Anyway, I'm going to try to stay close so it holds. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another week of Twisted Transitions. Today we are back for another round and a couple of topics. I just want to jump on here and holler at you guys about it and want to leave you hanging. Since I came back here recently, I definitely wanted to thank everybody who, showed up last week. And again, thank you to everybody who will be here today. You guys don't have to do so, but you are doing so. So it is fantastic. So appreciate that. We got some people in the building. DJ Mike, what's good? What's good? Not to be confused with my DJ Mike, but it's all good. Benny Blanco, what's good? What's happening? What's up? DJ G5, what's good? It's been a long time, G5. We actually came back did we come back last week or I think we came back last week. Did I skip a week? I don't remember. I think it was the week before I came by. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving. I came back. And skip Thanksgiving, of course, because Thursdays drop on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving dropped on Thursday. And so wanted to jump on here this Thursday and just kind of see how everybody's Thanksgiving went, go over a few things, chop it up with you guys since it has been a minute. So definitely appreciate you guys coming on here and joining us. So welcome back to the last month of the year. Here we go. We are ready to go ahead and crank some events out and get to these holiday parties. Some of you guys probably already have. My fiance showing me something. Some of you guys probably have already started your Christmas parties, but I haven't had a chance to dive into them yet, but I'm really excited this year to do some Christmas parties because I have curated 2 great playlists for Christmas parties that incorporate Christmas music and incorporate just some great music for corporate events. I keep seeing something blink over my shoulder. You guys let me know if there's something in the back that's blinking like it. There's a light there's a light right there that keeps coming on in it. I'm pretty sure it is. Let me see something here. Hold on a second. Tell you, I'm still working out the kinks, guys. I'm not fully back in my element. I hope you guys like the new setup. If it's your first time seeing it, this is how we've set it up. This is the new room here. There we go. Hopefully I stopped it there. That's so weird. So weird. Thank goodness everything is at my fingertips. So anyway, so Christmas parties and everything in here. We've got 3 large Christmas parties. You got DJ Mike on a Christmas party this coming up weekend, and then next week I've got a Thursday and Friday Christmas party. So when I come on here next week, if I come on here next week, I'm going to try my best. We'll talk about how I prep for that. Because the next week will just be fully dedicated, and we will bring out some new equipment that I got over the summer in order to get ready for this event. The new JBL system will be on full display, and I plan on absolutely rocking my Christmas parties this year. Let's just say that. So, anywho, had some events over the holiday area here. So, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, I had an event, had a wedding. And this past Saturday, I had a wedding. You should be getting some content from those. That if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, that content should be out right now. So you should be able to see some content. I posted one on Monday as well. But if you are not following me on those platforms, then please do so, because if you would like to see, the other side of stuff like this, then you're able to do that over on Instagram. Is my most posted upon content that I put out. So check me there. And then I'm starting to get okay with the whole TikTok thing. I don't quite fully understand, when to post, but I'm trying some stuff on TikTok. So just stay tuned for that. So anyway, let's get this thing going here a little bit here. So let's go into last week. Okay, so this last week was the Sunday Fun Day. So this setup is what me and Helper Rick put together. And we had the T-stand out with the LD system, the two sheds wash move effects. And you can kind of see right around the corner, right over in that area right there, that we've got the facade over there that is covering up the rolling cart that's got all of my, I guess you want to say, all my sound hookups. And I'm going to be doing a video on that. I've taken some pictures and done some stuff, but I want to kind of go over my rolling rig that kind of is the brains of the whole operation. But I had this idea when I was thinking of how to set this up, and this is the first time I've set it up like this. It didn't quite come out like I wanted to, because I always miss the fact that the stand that I capture the content with, that's behind me, has to be near. But you can see I did, was able to do wire management and get stuff going on that. So, I mean, for the most part, it did what it needed to do. Now, as far as the setup around the room, I was very minimal on the setup around the whole place. I just used the both IR4s, and I used, other than the one that's right here on the base, I used 7 more, just kind of spread out. And you wouldn't think that those things pack a punch, but those combined with this light, let me show you what kind of visuals you can get from that. Check this out. So you could see that I'm right here. And when I pan out, you'll see, there it is. See, you can see, I mean, that's just 7 IR4s and the wash move effects. That's all that is. And look how much lighting that does. I think it's incredible. You can see the bride and groom getting down and everything right here. But this is just what everything looked like. I didn't realize we stayed on that long, but okay, that works. But you can just kind of see how everything is set up there. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Right above the light is a heater right there at the top. That was actually the only source of heat that I had. And it was very cold, but I took my jacket off because I got hot with the jacket on. And then when I took it off, I instantly regretted that because it was super cold, but it was not as cold as this past Saturday was. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes here. But I just wanted to show you guys what that looked like, because that was insane. That was insane. So that was a good party. They had a good time. And let's see. Yeah, they had a good time, and then we just kind of moved on from there. So that was last 2 Sundays ago. Then this past weekend, we were able to travel up to Greenville, South Carolina, which is about 2 hours away from here. And it was kind of, up in the mountains, kind of like, those 1-lane roads up there where you kind of go up these huge hills. And that was interesting. So here is the setup for that one. And I put up a facade. Now, normally I bring the other setup that has the, what is it called? I think it's the Pro X facade that I use. the one that's kind of got that bend at the top. But I told you that I'm not going to be using the 5-panel facade for outside events. And I could have sworn upon talking to the bride that she said that this was going to be an inside outside, like it was going to be ceremony outside, and then we were going to be inside. Maybe this was her idea of inside, or maybe I just misunderstood. Who knows? But that's why I brought the 5-panel, because I didn't want to shrink my setup. I just wanted to kind of make it look full. But we didn't have any problems with it. Everything was set up. Everything was fantastic. I can show you a clip from it. Hold on a second. So here's your clip from that. You can kind of see everybody having a good time with it. I was able to really dig into my Latin bag with this one. It definitely had a different feel for music, and you'll see that with some of the music that I was able to use for shorts. But I use a lot of Latin music in this one, and I was really good at using the Latin music, which was crazy. But I've been working on it so that, eventually if I do have to do a full Latin set, I can do that. So it was really good though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the party. It was very cold though. I think we were in 33-degree weather. You can see people dancing in jackets and hats, and nobody's without any of that. It was cold. It was definitely freezing cold, and I had no heater that night. So the setup definitely did not have everything that I wanted it to have, but we made the best with what we could. Let's just say that. But I would have liked to have had some type of heater or something like that near me. But this venue is prepared for the heat. As you can see, that there's a fan right behind the DJ up there. The power for the lights went up the pole. I wasn't a fan of that, but it was what it was. And we still made it work. So, appreciate that couple having me out. And like I said, you'll see the majority of the content that comes out. You'll see that from this wedding right here. So that was really good. I was thoroughly happy with that. There we go. So that's cool. So, I mean, that's what I've been doing. And now this weekend here, we're kind of in the same situation. Where we're at a familiar location, downtown Columbia, and it's still an indoor-outdoor feel. Now, the temperature, again, is supposed to be 49 degrees. I'm a little confused with some of these couples as far as the temperature and everything goes. It's weird for us to be like, I think this will be my third event in a row. It might even be fourth, because I can't remember. Oh no, fourth. And then let me see if I can go back one more. Yeah. So this will be my fifth event in a row where I may be covered over top, but there are no walls. So it's like an indoor outdoor type feel. And we are going for number 5 in a row. And then after that, we go inside, and I don't think we're outside anymore. But 5 in a row outside from November to beginning of December, to me, is a little crazy. It's a little crazy. I mean, I can't stop couples from going to certain places, but very interesting choices. Very, very, very interesting. So we'll see what the week brings. I'll let you guys know possibly next week what happened. I'm prepared for these guys too. So we're gonna have a good time. So anyway, all right. So a few things that I just wanted to talk about on today's show. Nothing crazy, nothing major, but just stuff that I kind of come across or that I see on YouTube. A lot of the stuff that I'll come up with on here comes from YouTube. I'll see other stuff. One of the things I wanted to show you guys is I wanted to show you guys a clip of what made me bring the show back. Like, I know a lot of requests that come out, and I was, kind of dibbling dabbling in my head on why I wanted to bring the show back. But this clip that I'm about to show you right here, it kind of like tipped the scale for me to bring back. Like, if I was like this and I'm like, oh, I'm good, I'm not coming back, this clip went like this, and it was like, you need to go back, you need to say something. So let me show you what clip I'm talking about, and then we'll talk about it here right afterwards. Here, all right, check this out, and just give me your feedback on it, whatever you think. All right, here we go. Actually, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hold on one second. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear that. I can't hear it in my headphones. Okay, no sound, no clip. All right, hold on one second. One second. Okay, now let me pull it back up here. Of course, it's not going to do sound. I just needed it to do sound. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not doing sound on here, but I'm gonna tell you what they are saying. If you haven't seen this clip, this is from the Late Night Legends podcast. So shout out to Club Killers for having this. Yeah, I got all my volumes and everything. Oh, that's weird that it's not giving sound. I was just checking my Rodecaster Pro. But basically, they spoke to two of the a young DJ and a young promoter, and they talked about the state of DJing. And the older guys here in the clip were just talking about whether or not they enjoyed the culture as it is right now. And basically, the younger guy in the camo was basically saying that he can't stand when DJs scratch during songs, and he can't stand when DJ loops, when DJs, make words go over and over and over again just to kind of get a word play or kind of transition. And he talked to the promoter guy, and he was kind of co-signing a little bit, but not saying the same thing. And basically, they were both saying that it takes away from the song. But they both are like in the Vegas space, and they both are kind of more like that EDM genre. And it just got me thinking, like, the real original DJ, turntablists kind of created this whole thing. Then the whole radio thing came about with, like, having a disc jockey. And that was one thing, but never have I heard somebody say that it takes away from music by altering it. Even EDM is an altered state of songs. Altering music in general is the classic move for a DJ in general. That's what kind of separates you from one another, because otherwise we would all just do the same thing and just play songs in full, or this, it wouldn't have any creativity behind it. But when he says it takes from the song, that's insane to me as a person that's been DJing for, a couple decades here. It's insane to hear that. And but one of the things that it opens my eyes to is that the generation that is coming up now, they look at music differently. They may not care about what a little bit more seasoned DJs would probably care about. So like the things that are being done now in our particular lane, they only appeal to a certain, I don't want to say standard, but just to a certain type of DJ, basically. But these are the guys who are getting booked because what they can showcase is a EDM crowd or a house crowd going crazy and vibing out to music in a much different way than what a turntablist or a scratch DJ or a beat match DJ or a key match DJ would do. And so this is who's getting the DJ jobs now. And this is why it's not as what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as sought after to find a DJ who can mix two songs well now when it comes to content or club atmosphere. Now, if they were to come over into a space like weddings, you don't have as many of the EDM brides or EDM grooms, so they don't have as much space over there. But for anybody trying to get into the club atmosphere, I definitely think that this is where DJing is going right now. And if that's the case, where does the seasoned DJ go? Does he just try to find a spot that's hanging on to what's left of the culture? How long before we're completely moved out? How long before our style, our way, it won't be the way anymore? I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm looking in the chat right here. Buffalo Soldier say, I hate the old versus young conversation. I mean, I can understand why you would hate it, but it's very real. It's very real. Especially in this day and age, because, I see DJs say this all the time on stuff now. You can be great at doing, what you do as a DJ, but if that's not what's in will be picked over your talent. And we'll talk about talent later on today as well, too. I probably need to move on to another topic here, but I really am curious. I really am curious to know where this is going and what the DJs who have been doing this for quite some time, what do they think about the ushering in of this new class of DJ? Because those guys, if I'm not mistaken, those guys were like 21, 22. I think the oldest between the two of them was like 24 maybe. So, I'm DJing right now. That's my age range for the people that I'm DJing for. I just think the only thing that's keeping me from, moving more into that direction is my region. It's not as popular to have EDM in the South. It's more music driven. It's still music driven. But, up in the New Jersey area or up over in the Cali area or, just up north in general, EDM is huge. House is huge. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And let's talk about it. That's all we can do is just talk about it. Penny Blanco, these young kids are just lazy. Nah, lazy is a strong word. I would say that the algorithm is compromised. Well, that could be an issue too, for the longest when you would post something, it didn't matter as long as it was a talent being showcased, you got pushed. But now you have to have this whole thing around you in order to get pushed. You have to have a look, you have to have quality, you have to have presence, You have to, you've got to have a certain style that gets promoted now. It's nuts. It's nuts, but it's ever changing. It's ever changing. They want AI to do the work for them. I know that's a fact because my son said, Dad, Apple Music can do what you do now. Little does he know, little man. Little does he know. That's cool, man. James Knight, what's going on, man? Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah, I'm trying to get up on my streaming, man. I'm trying to get up and do more for when I can. I have, been requested to go back and do this, to just spread some more knowledge. And every time that I come across something that I feel like should be talked about, I definitely want to bring it to the forefront. Speaking of which, I would like to also talk about this. I saw this on a story recently on Instagram. It says, communications and sales, your technical skills might get you into the door, but your ability to explain your value, negotiate rates confidently, and communicate professionally determines your income ceiling. DJing is a business. The DJ who can present themselves like a pro and makes clients feel confident will always earn more than the DJ with superior mixing skills but poor communication. That's a heavy statement right there. That to me, that's a heavy statement. That is, that's kind of crazy. It's pretty much saying that, if you could talk your way into the door, you'll get more jobs than the DJ who could DJ but can't talk his way out of a paper bag. Basically, is what it's saying. If you can verbalize instead of showcase, you can get in the doors. You can get in more doors. That's a little scary, but it benefits the people who are people, I guess you want to say. So outgoing personalities, you're more likely to get the job than a conservative or a person who is, introvert. Yeah, you're more likely, if you're an extrovert, you're more likely to get the job over an introvert. So now what do? Now, if you're an introvert, showcasing your skills aren't enough. If you can't even negotiate and this, that, and the other, you pretty much dead in the water. You'll be a feature. Like, I would get in and be the headliner even though you're better than me. That's just nuts to even think and consider. That's crazy. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about that. That is, again, just another thing to come up that's just like, I would be naive not to think that is true. That is true. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you go to a place that you want to play in, they're not going to tell you, well, put down your board real quick. Show me what you got. They're going to say, let me see your Instagram. Let me see, what kind of rates are you charging? Why are you charging that? What kind of following do you have? How many people can you bring in the door? Not them for having a hot spot. How many people can you bring to me? And if you can't do that, you may be better than me, but you can't get in the door like I can. You can ride the coattail and get in, but you can't get in the door. That's just nuts. That's just nuts. People having the skill. That's like being at a plant job and the job. You've been there for 20 years. You know the job inside and out, but because you never stepped up or when you did try to step up, you didn't come the proper way, that some rook gets in and gets the job that you've been dying for. Nuts. Anyway, moving on. Because I can spend a lot of time on that. So moving on. I wanted to go over with you. Let's take this off here. So since we've got, Christmas coming up here, I did put out a video about Christmas items. You guys make sure you check that out. That's currently on YouTube right now. And it's like holiday gifts for DJs. So definitely check that out. Spread the word for that, because just in case wifey or girlfriend or whoever, mom, relatives, friends, whatever, trying to get you stuff, I just had some cool ideas for you guys to tell them that they can get you. Because I know if you're anything like me, when my fiance asks me, what do you want for Christmas? I'm just like, I kind of buy everything I want during the year. So I just kind of gave some ideas to slide right on in there that, you could get, but it gives them something to give you. So definitely check that out. That's on YouTube right now. But also, so music, I wanted to go over about 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to go over 5 songs that are great for holiday parties. Okay, and you can play these at any time that you'd like. There's no specific time to play them. It could be dinner, or it could be dancing, or whatever. But if you had to incorporate some Christmas songs, and I wanted to kind of give you 5. And these are not the 5 typical songs. These are songs that I think you should just add, because it would kind of add a little seasoning to your potato salad, if that makes sense. Just a little seasoning to your potato salad. So check this out. So the first one is Al Green's Feels Like Christmas. So definitely check it out if you haven't checked these out. And I'll leave this up on the screen here so you guys can do that. But you can go to Apple Music or go anywhere and grab it, take a listen to it. This is a good one to add. It has some good feels to it. So Feels Like Christmas by Al Green. I think that's one that, most people don't really take advantage of, and now they'll be able to. Next up, we've got Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. For the longest, I don't know why I never looked for this song. But you really should. This is a good one probably for dinner. But it's like, I believe the song goes, we'll be having a wonderful Christmas time. I don't know why that wasn't in my library, but it currently is now, and it will be played. But it's a little bit upbeat, so it's not that same old classic stuff. Paul McCartney has got a good voice with it, and it's played on commercials right now, so to give people good feels. But yeah, Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time. Definitely add that to your playlist. Next up, we've got Pentatonics. If you don't have anything Pentatonics, you need to add them. They've got some great acapella Christmas music. So everything, they use their mouths for everything to be able to do the music for. And it's a little bit kind of like a talky version of Christmas song. So they don't sing as much, and they kind of let the guys do more of the talking / singing for the songs. And then everything else is just beatbox, so I think it'll be cool to add some of that. And they have a bunch of songs. That's why I didn't put a particular song, because they've got a bunch of songs that you could add to them. But yeah, anything pentatonic, definitely check them out. Good to have here. Next up, we've got Santa Baby by Run DMC. Now, I know a lot of people play Christmas in Hollis, and look, I'm one of them. This is just another one that I think that you should add. I think Run DMC's Santa Baby is we always play Santa Baby, and it's by some woman or some R&B singer that kind of sings it real sultry, and that's cool and all. But like I said, we're adding a little season to the potato salad this year. So that's exactly what this particular song does. That's what this kind of adds to it. But yeah, check it out first. See if there's a place you can play it at. I would say it's more dinner-esque, but it kind of gives that head bobbing vibe to it. And a little bit of, hip hop, a little bit of rap in it. But it's, classic rap. So it's like from the 80s, late 80s. So definitely check it out. That's Run DMC, Santa Baby. The next one is The Waitresses. And Believe it or not, I actually watched Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, like I'm a Cobra Kai fan just because I'm a Karate Kid fan. So Cobra Kai on Netflix came on, and there was one episode where it was kind of nostalgic for a person to kind of reappear, and they played this song. This song was playing in the background, and I know it's a classic song, for that people probably play already, but I just picked it up last year, and I play it now, like every time I get a chance for Christmas stuff, I play it. So it's kind of like that. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, something like that. But anyway, it's again, it's an upbeat kind of dancey song. I mean, not dancey song, kind of dinner song. So it looks like the majority of these are probably going to be closer to dinner. Because I don't know if you guys play holiday music during dance, and let me know in the comments if you guys do Christmas songs other than Mariah Carey for dancing, and other than the Temptations for dancing. Do you play Christmas songs? So let me know that down below in the chat here. And lastly, I think, what's that? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was 5. Okay, so I got them all here. So once again, that's the Waitresses, Christmas Rapping. That's Run DMC, Santa Baby, Pentatonics, pretty much any song from them. Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time, and Al Green. What was his song? I forgot. Feels Like Christmas. Feels Like Christmas. So that is all we had there. So hopefully you guys are able to find some great music there for your upcoming Christmas parties. I think I saw a couple people say something here. Buffalo Soldier Michael Jordan said he used his skills to build his brand, and not the brand first, then skills. Thoughts? Yeah, I agree with that, and I've always agreed with talent should override this, but people's opinion and character have changed. Places, styles have changed. Social media, Michael Jordan did that at a time that social media wasn't as popular, or wasn't actually existed, really. I think it should always be built on your skill. I think it should, but you're starting to find out that being more business savvy gets you further these days than what you actually are good at. That's even nuts to say right there. Okay. So that's all I had for you guys today. So let's get into some Q&A. Let's talk about what you'd like to talk about. Just put ask in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer the questions that you may have. Again, we may be here next week. Don't hold me to it, but we're going to try. While you're doing your questions, just make sure you put hashtag ask so that I can see that you're asking a question. And like I said, I'll do my best to answer it. If you guys know the answer and I don't know the answer, please say it in the chat and help out your fellow DJ or your fellow viewer. Excuse me. Let's see, JayBook, we in here. Yes, you are. Appreciate you guys being in here. Who else we got in here? JayBook, we in here again. Okay. DJ G5, check out Mr. Book taking out the raisins and adding some Lowry season to the potato salad. Now, you know you dirty for that. You know you dirty for that. Now, you know good and damn well that I ain't putting no damn raisins in no potatoes. Oh. And let me just say this. Wait, we need to go big screen for this. You guys still can ask your questions. You still ask your questions. I'll get to that in just a second. Like I said, hashtag ask and then ask a question. We'll talk about it. But I noticed that, and they always say that, copying is one of the biggest forms of flattery. And I noticed that, when shows were ending, people just kind of stepped back and said, "Oh, we're not going to do the show anymore," and took hiatus. But then I noticed that when I just so happened to come back, I'm thinking I'm coming back into a space that everybody's long gone from. And, I never said I was quitting the show. I never said that I'm stopping. I just said that I wanted to pivot into another lane, and I did. And I did a lot more social media activity like reels and short form content to see and get that content up, way more, which I was able to do. And it has benefited me tremendously. And then like I said, I had the opportunity to come back, and I picked a pretty decent time right around holidays, and I wanted to try a new time. And then I see that another DJ has picked back up and jumped back into the fold. And I was just like, wow. Like, I mean, did we just have the same idea at the same time? Or is somebody paying attention? I mean, if you know who you are, or if you know who it is, you could ask them. You could ask them. It was just interesting that came up like that. But, like I said, if it just kind of came to you the same time, we'll roll with it. Even if you felt like I just had a good idea and you wanted to follow in for that, that's cool too. But the timing, my sir, very interesting. Very much so. Okay. Let's see. Buffalo Soldier has our first question. Let's get back into question mode. I just wanted to go over that. I'm not here to railroad people, man. I'm just here to talk amongst my other peers. This is what Buffalo Soldier says. He says, your thoughts on the Rain 1 MK2 versus the motorized platters. The Rain 1 motorized, I've never used that one. In my T-stand, I use the Rain Mach 2, MK2s with the moving platters. So I always use moving platters. Whenever I go back to my Pioneer DDJ 1000 SRT, just to kind of dibble and dabble with it, because I don't want to fully forget how to use it. It's always weird. Because even behind me, my tables and everything behind me, like they are, it's almost like I feel like I'm crippled without motorized platters. Like it's a preference, but it's not a necessity. I'm just used to motorized platters. Everything that I have now that I use is motorized. So if I had to select one of these two options here, I'm definitely going to pick a motorized platter. Now, the only problem with the Rain MK2 is this right here. My hands are huge. So when I touch the MK2, like my whole hand covers it. Same thing with the Rev 7. Like if you ever see any of my clips and I'm using the Rev 7, it is definitely harder for me to use than something like what's behind me. Having the big platters and everything back here, the turntables, it is much easier to maneuver with somebody who has the size hands that I have. So in this essence, I'm going to say that I like the Rain MK2 over the non-moving platters, but I wouldn't select either one of these as my main setup. It's totally a choice. It's totally based on your comfortability. So do what makes it easier for you is my suggestion. Spin Griffey, my bad book. It just happened to be at the same time. Spin Griffey, what are you talking about? What you talking about, Spin Griffey? You and Aaron all jumped back on because you guys didn't want me getting all the shine on my live show. Well, James, I'd like to say that my comeback was definitely warranted. And like I said, I never really quit. I just pivoted. And I looked it up, and my last show that I did was February of this year, and now November of this year. You know, so it's kind of like more of like a hiatus. It's kind of more of a hiatus. But, you know, with the moving over of this section, I mean, this is where I do all my product videos and everything now. This is where I do my mixing videos and everything now. So I came back because I just wanted all your shine. I didn't want you to have anything. What did Michael Jordan say? You're not gonna get anything because you're not going to steal my spotlight. Never. I'm just joking. I'm so joking right now. James King, let's see. Aaron joined me live last night, and we talked about you guys coming back. DJ Low Stacks made a video as well after a 6 months absence. See? Look, content fatigue is a real thing. It is, or one lane, you get very, not bored with it, but you get, you want to pivot. The urge to pivot, it just gets greater by the moment. Like the moment that I put the show down, it felt like a relief, but then like 2 to 3 weeks after I put it down, it felt like I missed it. But I knew that this was what I wanted to do, and through it, I was able to come back even stronger, you know, with the show. So I'm in a good place with it. I hope you guys kind of see where I'm coming from on here. Let's see. What did he say? He said, it is because you guys are done with wedding season and are bored. No, that is not true. That is very much not true. Since I've put it down, I haven't been done at all. I've had at least three events by the grace of God. I've had at least 3 events every month since I've put it down. It's busy. It truly is. And that's a lot to try to do, especially if you got a crap ton of ideas in your head and you got to do this and you got to do that. Like the expectations are so high. It's like, let me take something off of my plate and then we'll revisit it once I've kind of emptied out the tank a little bit. Does that make sense? Because I wanted to empty out the tank just a little bit because I just had so many ideas that I wanted to do, and I had to figure out a way to bring them to the forefront. Like let me give you an idea that I had. So check this out. This is the kind of stuff that I mean. So next week I've got those Christmas parties that I talked about, and I know that the venue that I'm going to do setup on Wednesday, they have a really, really good Wi-Fi. So what I want to do, and see, this is how my brain works, guys. What I want to do is I want to take my portable setup from the venue and do the live stream at the venue. You know, like in the middle of the floor, just kind of taking, you know, get a little table or something like that they may have there, sit in a chair and do the live stream directly from there and just kind of showcase. Like, but see, that's how my head works. Like I put together a whole portable live stream setup so that I can do stuff like that. Almost like how a reporter does when they are trying to become an anchor. Except for I'm doing it backwards. I'm like the anchor sitting at the desk, and now I want to be portable. I want to be able to go out into the field. So yeah, I just want to just be creative all the time. I haven't seen anybody do that yet. I haven't seen anybody come from a gig or come on live from a gig and do a live stream. I've seen people be in the hotel room who are at a gig, or hotel room who is, you know, at a conference or something like that. Hell, I've even come on live from a conference in a hotel room. But that's not the same. I want to be like on the actual floor. Another thing I want to be able to do, and this was something my fiance came up with. Another thing that I wanted to do is go live on Instagram Live while I'm setting up and having a microphone connected to my phone, recording me set up and answer questions while I'm doing that. I think that that's a great avenue and a great way to touch base with you guys, answer questions while I'm doing it, and it'll make the work go faster. You know, especially if I'm talking to you guys at the same time I'm putting stuff together, it just makes it'll make it go faster. So I tried it a couple of times and I just had microphone issues, but now I have the microphones that I can hook to my phone that are going to give me, you know, the sound and everything that I need to be able to respond to you guys. I mean, you've already seen me go live when I'm DJing at like something smaller, like a golf tournament. I've been live on Twitch. Let me pull that up real quick as I say it. I've been live on Twitch, DJing there. You can check me out fully there. I can talk, answer questions and everything there, but I'm like fully immersed, you know, doing something completely different. I've even thought about going live from an actual wedding. But you know, all of these are just things that constantly hit my head, and I'm just like, I can't do everything that I want to do unless I take something and put it to the side. So that's the real reason why I put it down. But like I said, that video of that kid coming on there made me, and yeah, you guys have probably seen it on your Instagram feed. It was like poking the bear a little bit, but it also was very eye-opening. Very eye-opening. Because it's like, you know, at some time, you're going to phase out. You yourself are going to phase out. And then how will you pivot? What will you pivot to if you don't try other avenues? And so that's all I'm doing. Just trying to pivot, have alternatives. So hopefully that answered your question. Let's get back to Q&A. Let's get back to some Q&A here. All right. Spin Griffey. Burnout is real. You need to sit down for a second and come up with some fresh ideas. And I guess you meant to say flush them out. So yeah, and that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I had to take a step back from something and not be obligated to something. So that was good. All right. Next up, we got Buffalo Soldier asks, your thoughts uploading on mixed platforms like Mixcloud, Twitch, YouTube, how often? Okay. Good question. So if you have the time, these are great platforms for you to create, I want to say, audio and audio video types of business cards. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So uploading on Mixcloud can allow for you to send out your music or how you mix to a client. I would do a mix of every genre you can think of, especially whatever you're going for. Don't just do the same leg. And as much as you want to, you don't have a certain amount of time to put it out because music is available to you 24/7. So as much as your schedule will allow you to create mixes and record them, upload them to Mixcloud as much as you can. And then when a client says, hey, have you ever mixed this type of music? Have you ever mixed this? Have you ever done this? How about your open format mixes? You have something to pull from and you could send them digitally. That right there will separate you from somebody who is just trying to come up just in general. So don't put how many times you should, just put it out there. Just put it out there. I don't care how many people listen to it. That doesn't matter. It is a audio format of like a resume in a way. And do every format you can. Open format, pop, EDM. I did an EDM one knowing good and well that nobody's hiring for going to hire me for EDM like that. But in case they do, guess what? I've got an EDM set or two that I can send them, and I may even get the gig over somebody else because of that set. And I have it saved so I can use it whenever I want to. I mean, you're creating other folders that you can pull from at any time. So that's for Mixcloud. For, what was the other one you said? Twitch. Twitch, if people want to see you DJ live, that's what Twitch is great for. Twitch is great for that. You know, when you create these YouTube videos and these Mixcloud videos, people have a tendency to, if they mess up, they'll start over. Twitch allows people to see the raw version of you. If you mess up, you're messing up live. Like, you cannot take that back. But if you are confident in your talent and you want your talent to be on showcase and you want it to be shown, you're going to have to be consistent on Twitch, because Twitch does not show if you're not on there religiously. So people that I've seen get on and get going on that, you know, because like when you first get on Twitch, you're probably going to have 1 or 2 people for probably about a month. And then after that, you'll probably get up to like 7. And then after that, you'll probably get up to like 10. Like, it'll be a slow climb. But once Twitch sees that you are trying, somebody will eventually either raid you or Twitch will push you. And you'll have that one big chance to make an impact on people, get followers, and set a schedule. So I would say if you have the time, 2 to 3 times a week, probably close to 3 as you can, 3 times a week on Twitch will get you seen there if that's where you're trying to be seen. And lastly, YouTube. YouTube is a video audio resume. Use it as that. Don't look for the views, because the views aren't going to do anything for you. Views are just pointless unless you're trying to be a YouTuber. But when you start putting mixes of your mixes on YouTube, your audience is going to think that that's all you can do. So when you pivot, they may not stick with you when you pivot, because they're just accustomed to you putting out mixes. So be careful on YouTube, but you can also use YouTube to send a digital copy of video and audio of you doing your thing. I have used it multiple times. I've used a couple of mixes that I have done multiple times and gotten gigs off of. I've had brides listen to him and come back and tell me that's exactly how I want you to do my wedding. So create it. I would update it not as frequently. Just because, you know, a lot of weddings, you're going to play very similar music. If you're going to, like, if you have I would say if you are getting like a custom style wedding, like if someone, like this past wedding that I had, they wanted me to play a lot more Latin music. So definitely record that, even if it doesn't jump off and pop off. Record that, because now you could say, when the client comes to you, say, have you ever played Latin music for here? Yeah. Here's the last time I did Latin music. Here's what I play. Oh, have you ever done a whole country event? Yeah, here you go. You know, record those, put those up, things like that. I think that would benefit you. So record at your functions, or record, you know, right in the comfort of your home. Hopefully that answers that, Buffalo Soldier. It's a long answer, because each platform is a little different. Okay. James Knight. I thought about live streaming a wedding as well. That would be interesting. Yeah, it would be. I think when all the gloves are off and all the formalities and everything are done, I think it would be pretty cool to do so. You just make sure you get permission from the couple, because, you know, if you got a big following, they're being shopped out there. So just make sure the couple's good with it. Only person I've seen do it from the gigs is Hella Yella. Never heard of him. Hopefully it went well, because that's interesting. James K, I wish club DJs would live stream. That would be epic, to feel like we were at the nightclub with them. Yeah, that would be epic, and we would probably see some shit. To be honest with you, we would probably see something. We would probably see something. G5, I made a major pivot myself. I got ordained some years back and slowly been phasing myself out of DJing, because it's easier just to show up and leave with just a book or a piece of paper. You are an efficient? G5, you an efficient now? Oh man, that's fire. That's fire. I get on the efficients all the time. I'm like, man, you could actually do one here, Have them sign the marriage license and then leave and then go do another one over here. Have them sign the marriage license. Like you can do 2 or 3 in one day, and people will pay you to travel if they rock with you like that, which is nuts. And you show up just for a little bit and poof, you're gone. More power to you, man. I like that. I like the fact that you had an idea to pivot. I am really, really close to buying my own dance floor. I'm really, really close to buying my own dance floor. And not the things you guys probably get advertisements for, like that digital dance floor. That's too many problems. I'm talking about like a dance floor that the couples don't have, because I keep getting that more and more. And I bet you if I advertise for it, I bet you I can sell it. I bet you I can sell it without a shadow of a doubt. I'm also about to start diving into what I like to call content creation. We'll get into that more next week as I try to pull it out. But that's another thought that's in my head for couples day of. So just some more ideas I just want to tell you guys that come across in my head. You got to make the package deal efficient. The reception. Okay. All right. So guys, I think that's all I'm going to do today. I really appreciate you guys stepping out here and following me and sticking with me. And I just always appreciate the fact that you continue to support me even when I may not always be seen. So I think that's great. So if you want to, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's where I do the most posting at. If you enjoyed today's show, make sure you follow here on YouTube, so that we can continue doing this stuff, man. Like I'm just trying to put out content. I'm just trying to do different avenues. I'm just not trying to be one person. Okay. So we're going to do some good stuff. I think next time also, see, the idea's just rolling. I kind of want to show you guys some different handheld products that I've been dabbling in, so that you can just kind of see. I think that's something new that hasn't been done. Nobody's done a live stream and showing you something right then and there. So I kind of want to dabble in that too. So yeah, definitely keep your alerts and everything on for when I come on here live again. I'm going to try my best to be as consistent as possible. You can also follow me on Twitch because this show is also live over there as well. But you can also see me do live mixes over there. I think when the gigs kind of slow down finally for me, which will be that January time frame, because February, March, April, it just gets right back to it. So January is kind of a little open. I'm going to do a good bit of stuff in January. Definitely want to live stream with the setup and everything behind me. And so I think that'll give us a good opportunity to be able to just put some more stuff out and have some fun with it. So definitely check us out there. And of course, I'm going to put out some more stuff on Mixcloud because it's been a minute and I'm running out of stuff to listen to in the gym. So I would definitely like for you guys to follow me on Mixcloud. And just check out some of the mixes there, and I'll be adding some more to that. So stay tuned. I've already got them ready to go, and just got to do them. Just got to get out there and do them. I told you guys, I'm not just sitting there just looking. I'm making progress every day. Buffalo Soldier had one more. I'll answer this last one here. It says, your thoughts on online DJ courses, prices, saturation, and if people are getting what they pay for without seeming predatory. Look, online DJ courses has its pluses and minuses. I think you would learn better from an in-state person, like finding somebody who will be willing to be hands-on, one-on-one with you. I just think having stuff online, you're on their schedule, and they can't be hands-on with you. They just tell you what to do and then you figure it out. I think if you had somebody like a mentor that you could find locally in your area, and pay them, I think it would benefit you more. And that way they could be hands-on and you could be one-on-one and just learn the craft the way that you want to learn it, at the pace that you want to learn it. So I think that would be a better option. I don't too much do DJ courses and things of the sort. I think that's mainly DJs just wanting to get their ideas or get their teachings out there, and then they're just like, well, I put it out there so you can learn it that way, but I'm not going to hold your hand. And some DJs need that. Some DJs need that. They need that handheld through some of the music. So I would say find somebody local, and that would benefit you. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. If you got a gig this weekend, please knock it out the park. We are closer and closer to Christmas and New Year's, so hug your loved ones and be with family. I had to put my little puppy down today, and lay her to rest. And so life is short. These dogs come and go. That dog's been with me for 15 years. So love you, Chloe. And you're up there with your sister now. So we will talk soon. Thank you guys for joining us. And man, just knock your gigs out of the park and come back and see us if you want to. No pressure here. I don't do that members only stuff. So no pressure here. Come back if you want to. Peace.